Alright, so this week, what we got going on today, I don't even know why I picked it up. I don't know why I threw that, but what we have going on today, on today's menu, we have some Mustang content going on. We are going to get primer on the hood so that way we can kind of see how this bulge is working out. We are also going to make a lot of progress in the engine bay. I have an alternator that we need to put in. We are going to wrap up fuel lines. There's still some wiring to do. There's just a lot to do. In the last video, there's a lot to do. In this video, there's a lot to do. And in the next video, there will probably be, guess what? You guessed it. I don't know. Maybe we'll switch it up. All right, let's get started.
And now, you're watching the Marsh Cheeks, Bogs Booty, Humidity Hamstring, Sweat Trench, Bayou Buns, Misty Crack, Swamp Pass, channel of YouTube. Welcome to BodeVision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another video. So today's video sponsor is Inokraft, and specifically from Inokraft, we have the Drizzle D1. I love this as a sponsor because we are going to actually use this thing today. It's the next logical step for the hood that we've been working on. We need to prime it. So this thing is going to be perfect to prime it. This comes with a bunch of different tips. Right now on there we have the 1.3. I might step it up to something a little bit larger, maybe a 1.7 to get some primer going. And the cool thing about this set is we have options to make changes as we go and to utilize different things. So if you can see, just like that, we have the big boy right here, the 1.7. This is going to be perfect for some thick filler primer because that's what we need on this hood because it needs a lot of work. And another really cool thing about this paint gun is it does not require a gigantic compressor to get it going. I think 10 psi or 10 psi is the minimum size compressor for you to use this thing. So if you wanted to get a little project going in your garage, this would be a perfect fit for you. So let's go ahead and get this assembled, then we will get some primer mixed up and then move on to the hood. I have a little bit of sanding to do first, but I'm excited to get this thing put together and show you how it works in a real world application. So right now we are moving right along. We have the hood sanded, prepped, and ready to rock. I have my primer all mixed up. We have the Drizzle D1 100% ready to rock. So let's see how this goes with a 1.7 tip. 1.7 is a little bit larger than I typically spray primer with just because I keep all my guns kind of just set up around 1.3. I've always wanted to spray primer a little bit larger rather than just doing multiple coats. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to give it a fair shakedown and nothing to it now but to get that primer on the panel. Let's go. All right, so with the Inokraft Drizzle D1, the gun that I just used to spray, now what can I say about it? I am impressed for a budget gun. One thing that I really liked about it that's super important when it comes to primer, the atomization or the particles that come out of it were nice, the right size. So basically the paint particles or droplets that come out the gun are nice and fine, but they're not dry. When you're doing primer, it's possible to lay out dry spray, and then if you got a bunch of dry spray, it's gonna leave your panels super rough, and you gotta sand them before you can even guide coat them. If they're atomized properly, and you got the right tip, the right paint gun, and your primer's coming out the way that you want it to, you don't have to sand it before you can guide coat it. So it really saves you time by getting some, getting some stuff that's pretty dialed. So what I'm doing here now, I'm going with a guide coat. This guide coat is going to expose and show all of the imperfections on this hood. Being that this is a old fiberglass hood, this is the original hood. I saw some pinstriping on here that was featured in the 1991 magazine that this car was in. So I know this fiberglass is literally older than me. So it could be cracked, it could have some imperfections, and it is cracked and it does have some imperfections. So what I'm looking for with this guide coat is to highlight all of those imperfections so I can see what and where I need to give more effort to this thing. So let's go ahead and spread this out. Then we're going to block this out. I think this area in the front, there are some spider cracks. And I think the only thing I could do is sand them down a whole bunch and then body work them to get rid of them. It's inevitable that they would keep popping back up no matter how many times I sand it. So I need to get to the bottom of the issue and then rebuild it from there. So at this point, after a quick prime, block, reprime it, we are looking pretty solid. We are going to give this some more attention once we get into the entire body, but I wanted to make the hood fit because we didn't know if it was going to fit or not, but now that it does, the way that I'm looking at it, this thing or this piece is at the same level as the rest of the car. So thanks again to Inokraft for sponsoring today's video as well as helping me out with this build. Go ahead and check out the description down below for a link as well as more information. All right, so really quickly, here we are Friday morning. We have a quick side quest. Keep in mind, it is summertime, so I'm out taking Ava, doing stuff. We are checking out the new skate park over here. I was out here a little while ago in my videos. I'm here all the time. We heard or saw that people are going to be filming some kind of commercial out here for the company that put together the pump track on the other side. So we brought out the Cadillac, got it parked up. I just got the drive shaft back in this thing. Dude, look at this paint job, how insane it looks. I know the camera doesn't even do it. It doesn't even do it justice. Ava, we gotta get your helmet before you go. Okay, you ready to rock? So we'll see what happens. We'll pump around a little bit, have some fun on this hot summer day. You know, you only got 18 summers till your kids don't wanna hang out. Probably even less, so I'm gonna enjoy hanging out for now. You having a good time?
Yeah.
Okay, show them a little trick. Here, I'll hold your helmet. Do a little spin. Woo! All right. All right, so let's see what happens with this commercial, or worst case scenario, we're just gonna have a good time pumping around the skate park anyways, in the lack. We got like the whole park to ourselves, Ava. There's like nobody over here. You make it? You made it. Yeah, we can practice. Yeah, let me put my stuff down over here, and then we will we'll mess around over there. Or you think you got it on your own, or you want to go together one more time? Because it comes like kind of quick. Okay, come on. So like, you just got to be ready for it kind of fast. Ready? Yup. Do a little hop, Ava. Ava, you know some people said they don't want to see us having fun. They'd rather just see me stuck in the shop. Wouldn't you rather be out having fun? Come on. Okay. Fall on your butt if you fall, but go for it. Yeah. That's what she had in mind, that she wanted to get done. And look at her, she did it. Come on. riding now. It is just too hot. I gotta get my way back to the shop and get this video wrapped up anyways. What do we still gotta do? I gotta get the alternator figured out. I gotta grab a plug for that. We gotta do some weird spacing. And then we'll see where else this goes. Come on, Ava. Okay, you can sit here, then we'll take off your skates. Any kind of final wrap-ups as we make our way back home?
I want to dump water on myself.
Hot. That's the conclusion. All right, so good time over there at the skate park. Now the hood, we are just going to leave that off to the side for now. Now we want to work on some stuff under the hood. Like I mentioned over there, we want to pick up on this alternator. All right, so we have our new one right here, fresh out the box. I need to swap over the pulley. This is the old one. I mocked up the bracket and did everything that I needed to do with the old one, older style, but I knew that a Mustang of the newer generation was gonna have the same footprint, and it does. So let's go ahead and get this pulley ripped off just like that. Maybe we'll paint this as I'm putting stuff together through the car, putting stuff on. It doesn't have to be show car quality, but I'd at least like to knock the dust off a little bit. If you're taking the time anyways, you might as well do that. So we got this guy right here, this guy right here. Does that sit on a spacer, or what makes that sit flush? Is that gonna sit flush on this guy, or are we gonna have problems? We are definitely going to need to space that out. I don't know if there's a washer right, oh, there it is. Washer spaces it out. Still no good. Maybe add another washer. That doesn't go down all the way. Well, we'll get it figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and paint this guy up so that way it's nice. I don't even know if this style needs a fan. I might as well throw it on there. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? It looks cool. So we get this old one right here, old and nasty. The same footprint right here. The custom bracket that I made is out there. The paint is drying. Let me get this cleaned off and painted too. Then I'll get with you in 1 second on assembling it under the hood. All right, so as I am putting things together, I like to simplify them, make it as easy as possible to go together. So one thing that I like doing, no AC, no power steering. Didn't have AC, didn't have power steering when I got it. It's not gonna hurt anybody's feelings if it doesn't have it. This is not a car that's meant to be used every day. This is just a car that we're supposed to have fun with. So I took this bracket that came from the old, I don't even know what it came from. So what I'm getting at is I like to simplify and get rid of all of the bulky accessories. So it's super easy for me to just mount the alternator, and what we have to make sure is that it is lined up with the water pump as well as the main crank pulley over here. So if all three of these are lined up, I also want this lower alternator to be able to pivot and then lock down. That pivot is going to be my tension. Then we just run a string around here, take that string off, well, mark it, take it off, and then we can take that string, lay it out on the workbench. Then that gives us a good idea of what size belt we need. So we're gonna need a 6-groove belt at whatever length it may be. All three pulleys matching, everything running on the groove side. That's how you know it's gonna be the bottom side of the belt. If you have a smooth pulley for a water pump that goes the opposite direction or opposing direction, or I think it's reverse direction because standard is this direction, you're gonna have smooth up here. If you have smooth up here, that's gonna go that way. You need to get a properly rotating water pump for whatever you're using. So as you're putting stuff together, think about what's going to work for you, what's going to make it easiest, and how to go about it. So the idea is we need the alternator to float somewhere over in this area where the pulley is going to be lined up. So I put these spacers together. Now this is kind of just a loose temporary setup with all these washers. This is just so that way I can get my spacing sorted out and figure out exactly what I need to do. Let me be careful setting the alternator on the battery. So the idea is we're gonna go here, this through that, and then that through there, and then this bolt into the head right there. So this should give us relatively close spacing. Now I was able to figure out all of this stuff with the other alternator just because I had it, but some profile and stuff may have changed because we're not using the fan. I didn't realize the fan is on the inside for this one, so if I were to put a fan on the outside, we'd be double fanned up. So Having that might have pushed the pulley out a little bit, but if the pulley is pushed out a little bit, we can make changes by adding or subtracting washers. Then once it's all done and dialed in, I'll actually make this a solid rod or a hollow rod with a bolt running through at the proper length. So I think we're looking, you know what, I think we might need to pull, yeah, we might need to pull off. We might need to pull off some washers so that way we can get it even closer, but that's okay. I'm happy to take them off. So what I'll do right now, let me just throw this on some time lapse, get it dialed in, then I'll show you how to check, make sure everything's lined up, as well as measuring for your belt. Then we'll go try to hunt down a belt. We want to try to knock out these things as we address them. Alright, so unfortunately I got ahead of myself by installing the old one because the spacing is a little bit different, but no worries. So what I did is I just have this bracket down here. I don't know if you can see that. So I just have this bracket down here in this little gap. I'll just have to kind of jig this over and make sure everything is all good. The one thing that I did to make sure that everything lined up is I ran a framing square across all of these guys right here, just to make sure that all three would be lined up. Alright, so we have my HTP 220 Pro Pulse welder fired up and ready to rock. Any day that I'm welding with this machine is a good day. So let's go ahead and weld it together. Check this out, we got my phone ringing through the computer. Ava's FaceTiming me from inside the house. You alright?
Yeah, but where are you? Can you come inside? Because I don't know where you are.
I'm in the shop.
Oh.
I'm in the shop, I'm welding. You want to get some welds going?
No.
Come on! Okay, I'm in the shop, I'll be in a minute.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, yeah, so check out these welds, dude. This is an awesome machine. Check that out. Laid a nice little slug on there. We had a gap to fill. I don't care about stacking dimes, I care about it being good. Alright, so as you can see now, we have our alternator. Get out of the camera! As you can see now, we have our alternator and we have it where it's adjustable exactly how I wanted it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it somewhere kind of in the middle. Kind of clamp it down right here. And then from there, I'm going to run a piece of tape all the way around everything. Running this pretty tight. I'm going to overlap it a little bit. I'm going to make a mark there and there straight across. And then we will bring this tape to the workbench. I know some people like to do this with string. This is just how I've found to do it. So now we have the tape right here. We have one mark right there, and then we have this other mark that I can measure right there. So we need a 6-groove belt at a roughly 40.5 inches. So we can go a little smaller, a little larger, but ultimately we know kind of where we need to be at. All right, Ava, we got to go to the store. We're going to go look for a belt and get lunch. What do you want for lunch?
Michigan barbecue.
Alrighty, just like that, we are back for lunch. Had a good time grabbing lunch with Ava. You know, with her not being in school, she's here a lot more often, which is cool. I'll never complain about that. Anyways, so I got this belt. One thing that I will complain about with you specifically, something that I noticed, the number of people watching my videos compared to the number of people that hit the like button. I know at the end of the videos, I normally just say like this video, comment, subscribe, but literally, I'm just asking you really quickly, it just takes you 1 second to grab the mouse or do whatever you gotta do on your phone, just like the video. It's not gonna affect anything that you see. It does. 0 to you, but it helps me out immensely. So like the video if you can. I want to see that this video is getting a lot more likes than usual because you guys, you gotta help me out. I'm begging you here. I mean, I'm not begging you, but if you could help me out by liking the video, I'd appreciate that very much. So let's see what's going on with this. I got my belt while we were at lunch. Ava, did you enjoy your lunch?
Yes.
Where did we go? And who wanted to go there? You! It was good though, right? I don't know if this is gonna fit, Ava. It looks a little bit too small.
Not my problem.
That's funny. Alright, let me see if I can make some adjustments and maybe make this work some way, somehow. Alright, so all in all, we have the belt fit. I had to cut the bracket just a little bit more, a little bit of a notch out of it for us to get it in there. But where I measured and where it's resting is pretty much damn near perfect. I didn't realize that it has to be able to be compressed quite a bit to get the belt on there. But once the belt is in all of the grooves, you can actually pull it back to where it was. So me thinking about it in the future, I'm gonna make sure I have enough room to rebound. That way I don't have to notch it out like I did, but a little notching never hurt anybody. So just to give a little summary of this week, we were planning on being a lot further along. Some stuff came up with my father where we were going to do a first startup, then some stuff came up. I hit a lot more on it in my bonus content that I'm creating. So be looking out for that bonus content. That's the MFers video or Monday through Friday video. That's everything behind the scenes, everything that I've been going on, all types of insight and just different things that I'm doing, from going to the skate park, but I included that in today's video because I thought you'd want to see that. But just my process, everything behind the scenes, morning to night, Monday through Friday, everything that is BodeVision that you do not see on the main channel. I'm going to be referring to this from here on out as the main channel video, the main channel upload. All of the bonus content is with the MFers, so be looking out for stuff like that. Also, another thing that I wanted to hit on, if you see in the description down below, make sure you open up the description all the way so that way you can see past everything. I think it's going to be about midway down, maybe 3 or 4 lines. I have a link in there for an application. A lot of people have been wanting me to work on their projects, work on their cars, paint their this, swap their that, body swap this for them, finish this project that they couldn't finish. So what I've done is I've created a link for you to go and fill out an application where you can upload photos, answer a few questions. What I'm going to be doing here in the near future is possibly picking one project car to do on the channel that's one of the viewers' cars, which I think would be a really cool concept. So if you might be interested in having me work on your car, having your car in the shop, and again, in the form there's different questions like, are you willing to have your car filmed? Would you yourself want to be on camera? If you don't want to be on camera, that's okay. If you and your vehicle don't want to be on camera, that probably disqualifies the application. But you can go ahead and fill it out either way. So hit the link down below to check out that application. Just hit submit it. I'm going to go through, read them all. One lucky person is going to be selected for me to do their project, and then I will also see which one I kind of like, which one I really like, and then we'll keep all that stuff in mind. If I want to do more customer projects or more viewer projects in the future, I'll have that all nice and organized. So check out that link if you might be interested in having me work on your car. So all in all, it has been a crazy week. I'm wrapping this up Friday in the afternoon, and I want this video to go Friday by the end of the day. So I gotta go inside and wrap it up. So if you have not liked this video by now, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and like this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of everything. Hit subscribe if you are not subscribed by now, and I will see you on the next one. Fill out that form. Check it out. I'm out.